recently at Open Studio Pro, we've been looking at many exciting things, and this is by no means an advert for Open Studio, but I am an instructor at Open Studio, more specifically Open Studio Pro, which is like the one-on-one live sessions, and every week we are checking out stuff, right? So one of the things that has been really cool to check out is we looked at one of the solos by Lawrence Fields. Lawrence Fields is a pianist from America, and I found him mainly through listening to Chief Atunde Ajua's music. You know, when I watch their live sessions online, he's usually the pianist. And one of the live gigs that I watch from them is the Tiny Desk performance. And one of the solos that Lawrence plays is on the track called West of the West. Again, this is Chief Atunde's gig. So West of the West is from one of his albums. The song is in 7/4. I mean, that on itself is probably something that we could talk about, but I'm actually more interested in the things that he plays. Essentially, the tune is over one chord, pretty much, but the amount of information that he puts over just that one chord is pretty amazing. So let's listen to a little bit of it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try to play a little bit of the song, just so that you can hear the head, you know what I mean? So that's a little bit of the song. It's like in G7, G minor, because it's like a blues feel. So you do know that when you have a blues, you know, that minor third is there as an option to play, as well as the major third. But some of the things that he does is so interesting to me. Listen to his solo. So he starts his solo by immediately he makes it a dominant chord, which is so already he's kind of like playing into the minor but also the major or the dominant, and then it's like a C minor 9 over G. And then back at G minor. He goes to G minor 6. B flat minor, so C minor 9 over G. Remember, this is over one chord. Pretty cool. And I like the progression of, you know, his like, and then he builds upward, and then another, you know. The top note is always important because it's actually leading towards something. But the harmony that he plays in between that is what's interesting as well. Pretty cool. So, G minor. Major. Now is G major 7. It's a beautiful line as well. Also makes reference to these patterns. then straight to C minor. Back to G minor. Now it's like, you know, even though the song is in one chord, he has a way of building it as if, you know, it's as if there's more to it. And the more that he's adding is obviously coming from him, but he's also structuring the solo pretty well. Like it's like he's working in sets of 8 measures. Okay, so I just realized that my piano got cut off in the previous footage, so I'm recording this part again. At this point, you know, he's doing which is a 4-note grouping for G minor, the root, the 9, the 3, and the 11. So then he does and here, what I'm really interested in is the A7. So he puts A7 right over G. So it's like he's finding creative ways of making G relevant while adding other chords. So like here he's doing A7 over G. In this case, the G will be the flat 7 of the chord, which creates a different color. He's like doing an A7 sharp 11 here. And he's coming down chromatically and doing another C minor 4-note grouping. So it does one. That's pretty cool. So far we've seen him do C minor 9 over G. We've seen him do A over G, which gives you a G6, G minor 6 sound. Also seen him do B flat minor over G. We also seen him make G part of a diminished chord. Okay. That's pretty interesting, and he uses all of these devices to pull away from G and also come out of it. So he's able to create tension out of what would otherwise have been a very stagnant, you know, one chord solo. Quickly, how you would want to practice these things, right? Maybe you can write them down. You can say ways of deviating outside of G minor. You can say chord 4 minor 4 into 1. So you can assign C minor for a bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to G minor. So you can practice ideas like just arpeggio lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going C minor. Or you can practice C minor into G major, right? You can practice A7 like we've seen him do. You know, so A7 into G minor. So these are just ways that I would practice it. maybe even the 5 into 1. And you can mix them up. Back to C minor. So I'm interchanging between G major, G minor, C minor, maybe even the chord 5, which is D7, A7. But now you just kind of have to imagine the fact that the bass player would still be keeping G, right? So what you don't want to do in your left hand is you don't want to play root notes. So you want to play chords that have chord tones at the bottom. Well, interestingly enough, Lawrence Fields here, he plays this chord the majority of the time, which is like G minor 11, gives more of a suspended feel. You know, when you have a 5th in the bass note of your chord, it gives an ambiguity to it. That right there. And just to end off, I'm just gonna play. I think I'm gonna put on Genius Jam Tracks, and I'm gonna do a 1 chord vamp backing track. And I'm gonna show you how I'll explore some of these ideas right here. So I hope this video helped. I mean, when I first heard the solo, I was literally like, whoa, that's really incredible. And so it kind of took me a while to actually do this video. I kind of got away from being like super shocked. But when I just know that when I first heard the solo, I was like really like, wow, you know. And being able to check it out for me was like, it opened up a different way of thinking. Very creative on his part. So thank you, Lawrence Fields. Thank you.